As some iteration of the Epstein files are finally due to be released this week on Friday, and as a new Reuters poll shows that the proportion of Americans who believe that Donald Trump didn't know about Epstein's crimes has fallen now below 20%.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And yeah, you may have noticed that the past few videos have not had the big camera, not the fancy microphone, and it's simply because I need to make sure that I'm responding as fast as the news is coming. And I don't have the time for that production because there are instructions to the resistance. This channel is about being the resistance hub. And there are instructions that you need to have. So I'm going to show you what I've been watching, respond to it in kind, quickly, and also give you a little story about what happened in my neighborhood last night. You want to stay around for that. Check this out first. Rachel Maddow, man, she's going in.
The Apple Store in Portland and the Apple Store in Southlake, Texas, also both bedeviled by protesters in the last few days, telling the company to put back on the App Store the app that's called IceBlock, which helps people alert their neighbors about where Trump's immigration agents have been seen operating. The Trump administration told Apple to take IceBlock out of the App Store, and they did. People protesting all over the country against Apple and against Apple CEO Tim Cook for the company caving like that. Put IceBlock back in the App Store. People protested against President Trump as he arrived at the Army-Navy game this weekend. Don't obey illegal orders. No war crimes with my tax dollars. Baltimore says no to tyranny. People today rolled out a huge photo. Look at that. A huge photo of Trump and Jeffrey Epstein rolled out on the lawn on the National Mall just across from the White House. As some iteration of the Epstein files are finally due to be released this week on Friday, and as a new Reuters poll shows that the proportion of Americans who believe that Donald Trump didn't know about Epstein's crimes has fallen now below 20%. Did you know about Epstein? Do you think Trump knew about Epstein's alleged crimes before they were public? No, I'm sure Trump didn't know that. Less than 20% of the public now believes that. I feel like everybody in the national news media is cottoning now to the fact that Trump's approval ratings, not just in general, but on specific issues and all the issues that are most important to him, Trump's approval ratings are just cratering. I feel like the national media is finally sort of figuring that out. You know, that the country, broadly speaking, is really quite sharply against President Trump at this point. That said, I'm not sure my brothers and sisters in the national media have quite cottoned to the fact of what that looks like, even in red state local media markets like, say, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm not sure everybody coast to coast has quite realized that what that cratering approval rating for Trump and his continued every day stepping on new rakes and doing new things that are radically unpopular with the American people. I'm not sure people have quite figured out that that translates to primetime local news coverage in Oklahoma. That looks like this.
Protesters with indivisible Tulsa County say they are wishing for things like a united America, affordable food prices, and peace in Ukraine. Indivisible Tulsa County co-leader Susan Young explained why the organization felt the need to speak out Saturday afternoon.
The economy needs to improve, the affordability thing, although the administration doesn't really like us talking
That's
about.
Enough. The point is, the most important part of this story was the people protesting at Home Depot and people protesting Apple, because the oligarchy, the people who make the money to make this entire country run because it's a capitalistic system, whether you like it or not, are the ones who have more power than even the president. It's the reason why I just showed another video about Donald Trump needing $250 million from Marion Adelson and the dark money that's propping up this government of indecency. The truth is, no matter how hard things get, and they're going to get harder, that approval rating that number, as well as the coverage in Oklahoma, are the responses to the consistent and continuous and out loud protest, monetarily, on the streets, with signs, and in the home of us, of all of us. It's going to take a long time. I say that that national strike is getting closer. Huh? When people are saying that, well, Home Depot needs to stop these ICE raids. How the hell can they do it? Well, because there's something instinctively inside all of us Americans that know that the moneyed interest, the people who own that property have a much larger say than a million of us. But they don't have that say without the million of us. That's it. That's the point. There are things that need to be done. And it's a long time past going to the park and putting up a protest sign. It did what it had to do. The conversation has moved forward. The networks have been made at those parks. Now it's time for directed action. Directed action. Where are you going? To Fox News? Get there. Where's your protest? If you got 1 million people, don't meet in the park. Meet at Home Depot. Meet at the Apple Store. Meet at the oil fields in Texas. What's happening is the past year has been a training ground for those of us who care about this country enough to fight for it, to be real patriots, the actual meaning of the word. The actual meaning of the word. Those who dissent from authoritarian rule. Those who pick up picket signs and go forth and put your bodies on the line. And it has not been for nothing. That's the point. It's going to take more time. It won't happen tomorrow. And we still can't do that national strike because you're not ready. You're not ready. Knowing that you're not ready, but knowing that they're failing, knowing that the coverage is being picked up in Oklahoma, knowing that Home Depot is going to feel the stint and Apple, knowing that we can get Jimmy Kimmel back on are the steps to where we need to be. And the story I have for you is last night there was a bonfire? Y'all white folks crazy, man. In a poor black neighborhood, and it's not all black. I mean, it's pretty mixed here. Some neighbors came to the door, knocked on it a few weeks ago, and said we're holding a bonfire on the 19th. And I said I'm there as long as ain't no Trump supporters coming, huh? I put it out there because there's no more room for error. But yeah, they seem the beanie in the backpack let me know that they're all right. I went there. I found out that there's neighbors who have entire gardens. There's neighbors who have chickens. There's neighbors who do financing and can teach economics. We have neighbors that do music. I have neighbors that do therapy. Everything that we needed to be a community and start the bartering system. We can get eggs. We can get fruits. We got fruit trees too. You can get education. You can get a carpool started. Last night, I went to the bonfire because white folks love the fire. And I say that with love. I say that to be funny, but with love. Because I found out and I found the people and started the text messages and got the list of numbers to start policing my community, to start engaging my community again. We've got the cans ready. I told you about that. Who's going to do the babysitting? Who's going to do the carpooling? Who's going to do the policing? ICE is around. That's what's up. I can take a kid to the school if they're going to the school to arrest people. As long as you make sure that you give me that good education. You give me that good education. Teach me how to farm. Teach me how to farm like Danny does right here in Political Drain. I want to see where that fruit tree is. And God damn it, if you got eggs because you got chickens, let me get some of those eggs. And what I'll do is maybe trade it for drum lessons. Or maybe I have some canned goods that you need. Maybe there's a stockpile. And when we're ready for that full national strike, there are people who won't be able to do it because they're poor. My wife was laid off. But I'm hoping that we're doing enough things entrepreneurially to where we'll still be all right. It's tough right now. But the point is, we will have enough cohesion so that the people who can't leave work will also be supported by the people who can. And when the people who make that decision to make that sacrifice and jump off the porch and do leave work, they can be supported by a community that has been putting in the work and won't need Home Depot or Apple. You can do this. It'll take time, but it's working. Look at the screen. That's why I left it there. It's working. Approval is down. Companies are feeling the pinch. More and more people are getting around to the idea that maybe we can do this, whatever this is. It might be different in your community, but last night I found out that it can be done in mine. Maybe you hold a bonfire. Maybe after you put down the picket sign because you're out there with me in D.C., which still needs to be done, you pick up an extra couple dollars worth of canned goods and you find out who else knows how to grow a tree or two. Or maybe you put a little bit of extra gas in your tank so you can carpool for the next person. Or maybe you teach a security class because you're a vet and you know how to handle a weapon. It's coming. It's not easy. It's not fun, but it's fulfilling. My community will be ready because it's not going to end like a fairy tale or with a vote in 2026. These are just steps that we have to take. We are going to do that in 2026. But I guarantee you, when we come together, we're unstoppable. The time to fight is now.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works. Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.